Welcome. Today is February 10th. It's a Wednesday. We are halfway through the week. Hopefully this video finds you in good health and all is well. For today's self-start, students will be going to quizzes. So they go to the website joinmyquiz.com. Use the code that's listed right here. And you're welcome to use any appropriate name to do. You'll be practicing two-step equations. So hopefully you do well on it. For Chuck Norris, there you go. You're welcome to go through those. As far as information goes, we're down to 9 days until our February 19th deadline for late work. Please remember that is a hard deadline. That date will not change. Also, just to let you know, as of right now, the party for the winning class for our competition or students that are eligible will happen on Friday, February 26th. But depending on circumstances, that date could change. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of time to plan the party. So if that date happens to change, I'll let you know. For today, students will do the self-start, and we're moving into reviewing multi-step equations. This is the topic that tended to frustrate several individuals, but this is something you definitely need to know in order to move on to inequalities next week. So to start off, most people can simplify this without any problem. They just do their rainbows. Woo! Rainbows! Remember, when you do those rainbows, you're multiplying. So 2 times 4x gives me 8x. And 2 times 3 gives me 6. So hopefully you remember that. We did that clear back in October. That was 5 months ago, quite a long time ago. So hopefully you remember. So if you're able to do this, then you should be able to do this because the process is still the same. You still do your rainbows. So 2 times 4x is 8x, 2 times 3 is 6, and bring down your equals 30. You solve it now just like a two-step equation. You get rid of the term that does not have a variable. So we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. That's going to give me 8x on this side and 24 on this side. Now, the 8 and the x, remember, if they're squished together like that, it means to multiply. So the opposite or the inverse operation would be to divide. So I'm going to divide both sides by 8, and I get an answer of x equals 3. So that is considered a multi-step equation because you have to do rainbows, you have to distribute, then you have to solve it from a two-step. So we're going to try this one then. So I've got some parentheses, so I'm going to do my rainbows. Woo, rainbow. 5 times x gives me 5x. 5 times 3 gives me 15. I'm just going to go ahead and bring that subtraction sign down. If you use a superpower, that's okay too. That would just turn that into plus a negative. But either way would be fine. And bring down my equals negative 10. I'm going to draw my fence. If you used your superpower, then you would say the opposite of adding a negative 15 would be to subtract a negative 15. I'd bring down my 5x. And 10 minus a negative 15 is actually going to give me a positive 5. I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And that's going to give me an answer of x equals 1. Now this is the one that frustrated several individuals because we have to distribute a negative. So we do our rainbows just like we normally do. Woo! And negative 3 times 2d is going to give me negative 6d. Now, this is the part that bothered a lot of people. Because a negative 3 times 7 is going to give me a negative 21. And I would bring down my subtraction. Or, if you used a superpower, a negative 3 times a negative 7 is going to give me a positive 21. So depending on how you do that, that's going to show up a little bit differently. So we draw our fence. The opposite of adding a positive 21 would be to subtract 21. That's going to give me a negative 6d on this side and 18 on this side. I'm going to divide both sides by a negative 6, which gives me an answer of d equals a negative 3. So this is the type of problem that bothers a lot of people because of that negative sign. So we're going to see if you can do it right now. Hopefully you've done it. Negative 4, we're going to distribute. That's going to give me negative 8a. I'm going to choose to use a superpower on this. So a negative 4 times a negative 3 is going to give me a positive 12 and a negative 92 on this side. Draw my fence. I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. I get negative 8a equals a negative 104. Divide both sides by negative 8. And I'm going to get an answer of a positive, sorry, my calculator's not working. Give me 1 second. Try this again. Okay. 104, negative 104 divided by negative 8 gives me an answer of a positive 13. Sorry about that. Wait, my calculator was being weird. Now, a multi-step could also include something that looks like this, where we have to combine things that are similar. So I'm going to say I can combine a 2m and a 4m. Now remember, when you put your shapes around similar terms, include the sign that's in front of it. So 2m plus 4m is going to give me 6m. 8 plus 5 is going to give me 13. And I'm just going to bring down my equals 49. Draw my fence. I'm going to subtract 13 from both sides. Gives me 6m on this side and 36 on this side. Divide by 6, which gives me an answer of m equals 6. So now a little bit harder problem. This is a little bit more of a challenge. So a lot of times students will want to try to combine like terms first. That is not the case. If we remember PEMDAS, parentheses comes first. So I have to do my rainbows first. So 5 times 4m gives me 20m. 5 times 1 gives me 5. I'm going to bring down my minus 2m equals negative 13. I can combine some stuff now. I can combine my 20m and I'm going to combine my negative 2m. Remember, include the sign that's in front. That's going to give me 18m plus 5 equals a negative 13. I'm going to subtract 5. It gives me 18m on this side and a negative 18 on this side. And the last step to divide both sides by 18, which gives me an answer of m equals a negative 1. So for today's homework assignment, rather than have a worksheet, you're going to go back to the quizzes, type in this code here. This is a 3-question assignment, so it's not too bad. So what you'll do is you'll just show your work on a separate piece of paper. That separate piece of paper is what you are going to turn in with your homework packet for those of you that are absent. When you enter in your answers into the quizzes, make sure to use your first name and the hour that you're in, so that way I can get you the full credit. If you have any questions, let me know. Email us or message us through Canvas. Hopefully we see you back soon enough, and have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.